Hello, good evening, and welcome to my Wednesday night YouTube live. Sorry, yes, disorientated there. It's Wednesday today. Hasn't felt like Wednesday all day, so forgive me for that. Just going to get you ready here to go down onto the desk. So let's just see that one and that one, that one, that one, that one, and there we go. All ready. Now, those of you who join me that followed me on Facebook, you'll know that on my Sunday evening, I try and keep a theme loosely for the week. And so Sunday, I was using the cracker die, prepping some items for Christmas. And I'm going to carry on from that today. And just a few things that I mentioned on Sunday, we're going to just home in on now. So I'm going to get you down over to the table now. And I'm just going to bring some, hi, we've got some people, yes, lovely, Shaz, Carol, Anne, lovely. Hopefully we're not going to freeze tonight. Now, some of the things that I mentioned with you on Sunday. So first of all, I did mean to look to see if this was still available. This is the Stampin' Up lunch bag. Now it's very gorgeous. We've had a whole range of products that come in this, that Stampin' Up sort of like drip feed through. And this was one of the ones we had, what to say, a couple of years ago. But I wanted to just show you how, I'll put a note up to say whether it's still available or not for demonstrators if it's in the stock items. Now this is your lunch bag. It does up, there's a nice zip on the top, and your handle sticks out the side. But this fits our mini cut and emboss machine. Sound and look is good. Excellent, that's what I wanted to hear. So first of all, I'm going to take out the fact that in the top here, I have room for my water bottle. Now this isn't just a standard water bottle, you know, like one of the ones from the supermarket. It is a decent sized bottle, so that's gone in there. And then your sandwiches can still lay over the top here. There's room on there. There's, you know, a good few inches deep. So then I have my plates in there, and then I have my little baby machine. So that was one of the things I'd mentioned, and I just wanted to let you know that that is how we can carry this. I am right-handed, so I tend to work that way. And I'm going to put my plates on here. I am going to change this one just for the camera. I'm going to put a new set of plates on tonight. So I've got a brand new set here, mini cutting plates. These are a consumable and they are available in the catalogue, the annual catalogue. So whilst I slide these out of here, I'll try, a bit static in there I think. So I'll slide those out, that can go in my recycling. Now in here, I want to share the fact that you will get a lovely piece of tissue paper in between them. I do some lovely techniques with tissue paper. Now, if you haven't seen me do that and you'd like me to do that on here, then please shout. I keep all of my tissue paper, even the scrumpled ones. It doesn't matter if it's slightly creased. I do some nice techniques, some inking techniques with that. So I'm going to pop that over there out of the way and keep that safe. So you are honoured tonight to have two brand new 2 plates. Okay, these are still good enough to use. I will still use them on my own, but I just wanted to, sometimes it's good to see how much wear these have had. So that's on both sides as well. I do turn them over. It needs a good scrub to get these loose pieces off here. But when they are so ingrained with the edges from the cuts, you can then start getting other pieces just a little bit more temperamental to get off. Okay, so this is not dead by any means. I will carry on using those myself. But for on here, I just thought it would be good to have this. And Smudge, you were in here once. Excuse me, folks. Just make an early appearance tonight. I think it's because we're later and Dad's gone to bed. So she could be upstairs on the bed, but she's chosen not to be. So I'm going to pop this on the floor just for now. I do have the other one here with me because that's what I'm going to be using for the die cutting. So I'm going to introduce you to some new papers you might not have seen. These are the Splendid Day foils. These are 12-inch papers, specialty designer series paper. And they do have hints of different colours in here. They've got Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Sahara Sand and Soft Sea Foam. Now, I think I've chosen the right one tonight. I've gone for one that looks a bit champagne-y to me. was going to bring that in a little bit. I'll see how we go. This is kind of, it's silver, definitely silver, but it's a bit of a champagne-y side. And I've brought that out. I've got some Sahara sand with me. I think you'll agree they go quite nicely on there together. That is, I'm sure it's the Sahara that's pulling out. So that's one of my dies. I've got a couple of pieces here. We did do these on Sunday, but for anybody joining me just on the YouTube side, this is our cracker die. It's a mini die, okay, and you have all of, let's pop that on there like so. You have all of these little ones in between, these labels, some little tags, and we used some of these the other night. I just want to go back and do a little bit more basics with you. We are going to do some heat embossing, but for the cracker die, we are going to go back to the big cut and emboss machine. Okay, that's why I hadn't zoomed my camera in. You know what? There's only one plate on you. There is only one plate. Let me just take that one, and that's a bit too curly. Oh, it's going to be a night for new plates. I think I said on Sunday one was getting a little bit curled, very concave. So we'll have a new one on there as well. So I'm going to place this is my silver foil, and I'm going to place this on here. I have cut my foil to just about 4 7/8, sorry, by 5 7/8. Okay, it just fits perfectly on the edge here. Now, what I did show you on Sunday, I'll just recap quickly. This long edge is where you need to put your tape. So on the back here, I'm just going to go along. It makes it a lot easier for you. So I'm just going to pop that along there for any new people who didn't see me the other night. Okay, so the lunchbox is your first newbie. Pop that one away. So this is on one of the long edges. It doesn't matter which one it is because it's they're all the same. All sides are the same. Okay. And place that on there, put my new plate on there. It's nice and crystal clear. Oh, now we're going to play games. We've got both of them in here. Not to be left out of the party. Or one's chasing the other. Okay. Come back and lift this off. Now, I told you the other day about having a box or a tray to put all these little diamonds in. I am going to be working with some these little diamonds for a project. So all of those just want to be popped out in there. That can go in the bin, and these will all save in your little tray. So if you're doing a batch, just make sure especially if you've got different colours. I've got some people going to come for a class, and they are putting in their requests as to what colours they'd like. I'm going to pre-cut them for them just to save time, really. So here is my die. Ready, done. Okay, so that's that one. I will do the other one while I'm here as well, because I have got two in the same colour. I'm going to run the tape along the end there. So we are repeating a little bit, but I am going to do, I'm not going to do the embossing folder tonight. I am going to show you the alphabet on the front. And so we're going to use the alphabet dies as well. Now, when you get a brand new plate, you do get indentations on here from where the die is. That is perfectly normal and nothing to worry about. Just run that one through. There we go. I'll put that on the floor. I have loads of table space. It's all covered. So take that off there. And all of those little diamonds will just drop back into the tray. Okay, so bring that back on and just plop those through like that. Just push them out. They fall out so nice and easily. Okay, and the die has left behind here. They can go in the bin. They can go on the floor. Okay, so I'm going to have a quick recap on these. I've got cut two, but we'll only need to make up one because you have seen some of this before. I will put a link if you're new to my channel tonight. Then please do like and subscribe, and then you'll be notified when I come on again. It's usually every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, this time on a Wednesday. Let's just zoom you in just fractionally. There we go. Keep it out a little bit. There we go. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'll put the link in the description underneath. Happy, wonderful Wednesday. Oh, bless you, Cindy. So, I have got my bone folder here, and I explained it's easier. All of these are actually embossed where your folds are going to be. The creases are all there for you. So, I just go along the long lines first. Okay, we are recapping a little bit, but then I'll go on to heat embossed, and we'll do the briquettes. We mentioned the alphabet, didn't we? Going to do a little bit of that later in two different ways. And then this side, we're going to go in from the biggest part in there. It's just under those triangles, diamonds, just along there. So the first one comes inwards, the next one comes outwards. There is another little one here, and we're just going to fold that bit back. You'll feel it. If you put your nails along there, you will feel where that naturally falls. Okay, a little bit of a recap for those of you who were on here with me Sunday on Facebook. Okay, so these, with the foil is so much better than designer series paper. You can do these with designer series paper, and if you've got the 6-inch ones, it is kind of like half the job is done for you, because it's a similar size to what you're going to use. If you want to trim them down and put the tape along one edge, you could still use a 6x6 piece. Just place the tape along one of the sides and make sure that the die is poked up against that edge. Okay, and then you'll just have a couple of strips off here that you can use for other things. So I'm going to be good tonight, as I'm not in such a panic today. I had some issues on Sunday. So I'm going to leave this now. I'm not going to build it up yet. I'm actually going to decorate that flat. So we've got that ready to decorate. Okay, so there's two different ways I'm going to show you to decorate this one. I have, yes I have. So right, I have my alphabet bundle here, Alphabest. So I'm going to bring that one on. Where is he hiding? I had everything easily to hand, and now I can't see. It's covered up. So there's my Alphabest. I have a long block so we can put our words on there, our bricks that we want to use, and a piece of white. We did have some white on it. Excuse me. Got a tickle. But at least I've got water with me tonight, haven't I? I just have to have a sip of that. Oil the throat. Some bubbles coming through there. So just my scraps from here will be absolutely fine. I'm going to use a longer piece because we're going to put Noel on here, just because I think that that's going to be good words to use. Okay, I keep a little bag in here, a little cello bag, and I put on here anything that I've got left over that I can use on another item. So I'm going to put N there. This is the length we've got to use. I'm just going to find those letters. There's the O, N, O, there's the E. The red there is one that I've got missing. I'm going to spread these out a little bit more. Sadly, I do have one I've already got. Yes, when I had some youngsters in here, and before I knew it was missing, it was a wee bit late to do anything about it. I have checked and checked and checked. Just space those moderately away. All you're going to need is the space just to get this little piece around it. So you don't need loads of space really. Okay. I do keep that one shut because of that very reason, the fact that they are small pieces and you can lose them, they'll fall out. Okay. Then I have my Versamark. I have my little box here with all of my embossing powders in. Sadly, Stampin' Up don't make these wooden boxes anymore. I really have got a tickle. Some air getting in that tube somewhere from the straw. So I'm going to use my Dust Bunny on here. I'm going to pop that on there. Because I keep everything all in the box together, it's just handy. If you've got a tin, anything that sort of size, you keep all your powders together, and then you'll be able to do the same as me. That just one container to get out of the cupboard. Okay, so with that colour, I'm thinking I'm going to use the Sahara sand for the background, maybe, and then I will go with the silver because I think silver's going to look better. So I've just got to find which one silver is. There's silver. Come out. So we're going to tap this on here with the Versamark and just get that nicely inked up. So the Dust Buddy has helped. I'm just going to show you. We will use this tonight. This is the Embossing Editions kit. So if you haven't seen this already, we have the anti-static pad. I'm just using my existing one because I don't need that tonight. And we have the tweezers and the brush, and we have the tray. Now, I've been putting this back in my box because I've been keeping it nice and tidy. But sometimes you get to the point whereby you actually, you just need to, you just need to leave it out. If it's not out on the table, it's like your kitchen gadgets. If you have your kitchen gadgets out on the table, on the worktop, then you will use them. Hi Jane, nice to see you. Yeah, but if you put all your gadgets away in the cupboard, you're just using other things or forget that they're there and they don't get used. So it's one of my gadgets I definitely need to leave out. I love it. So the brush is really handy. It's a flat brush and it's anti-static. If you want to, before you start, you can actually wipe that anti-static bag around here as well, just so that the little particles don't stick. But because of the nature of it, and just wipe that around there. You can actually wash this out. If you get any little particles left in there, you can wash that out. I'm going to just lay that in there. I used to use a piece of grid paper and just just hold it in there. I'm just going to lift that out with my tweezers. I'm not used to these tweezers yet. They are reverse tweezers, so they are good for holding whilst you're heating. Okay, for holding like I do for gluing and sticking, they work the wrong way around for me. So there's my piece done. I'm going to leave that out for a sec because we might have time to do another one. Okay, so if I just pop that in the corner there and leave that over there out of the way nicely, that won't get hurt. So now I'm going to hold this in my tweezers. Now this is with the white piece on here. It is a good grip and you can move that around. It's got hold of that and it's not going to go anywhere. So from that respect, I do like it. So I'm going to just heat these up and just melt that powder. You need to leave enough room, but you don't have to leave loads of room. They're not that, you'll get used to the size of the bricks. First time you heat up your heat tool, it does take a little bit longer just to get hot. As soon as the powder starts to melt, let it do its thing and move on. I don't tend to do any of this wafting because the idea is you want the heat to get on there. So they're all nicely done. So if you waft it too much, you're just cooling the air and it's counterproductive really. So that's those. That's just where I had my tweezers in there. If you then want to, what you can do is, I tend to do this with a small block. There are some, I'll show you on the outside. There are some different frames around the outside here. Now, there's different ones to use. I like this outline. I tend to have been using this more recently. So that tends to be my go-to. And once you've got the letters on here, it's a 6 and 2 3s as 2, whether you prefer to do one first or the other first. I'm just trying to find myself another block over there. So I'm going to use this one here. I like to use a longer block because I can see over the top of it. Okay, just make sure that's nice and clean in there. And I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to ink this up with the Versamark. Are you still with me? I'm nearly off camera, aren't I? Let me come nearer. A little bit in. There we go. So this has obviously had some red ink on here at some point, but it's good to go. And my glasses, so I can line it up perfectly. And so because you've got your letter on there already, I can actually line that up in the middle. Forgive my head. That was level top to bottom and level right to left. Okay. I would never try and do this all in one go and just heat once. If you prefer, you can try it and see how you prefer. You might prefer to do the frame first and then do the letters inside the frame. It's entirely up to you, whatever works best for you. Okay, so that's the outside frames. I'm not sure if you've seen me using this before, girls who are on here. The Alphabest. Have you caught me on Facebook or on here with it? I don't think I've used it on YouTube. Okay, so I'm just sprinkling that over the top there. And then we're going to be left with these lovely frames. Okay, don't be afraid to use enough powder because it's all going to be tapped back in. Okay, that was just a little mark on there from the tweezers. I've got some powder underneath, but I think we're there. There we go. So that now we would just tap that down to the bottom and we'd tip that back into the top. I can do that afterwards. Okay, grab the heat gun again. It shouldn't take quite so long because it's already warm. And I'm going to get the tweezers to hold that, same as last time. And just heat those and melt those frames. You can actually heat from underneath. If you can't see what you're doing, you can actually heat it from the underneath side so that you can see on top where the powder is melting. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get that back under. So I'm just moving this along down to the bottom. So the heat is actually coming from underneath. I'm watching every single piece of powder melt. Okay, it's probably not showing up well on the camera. Okay, and I can see all of those. Okay. So some people say that that saves it getting not so it's more glossy or less glossy, whatever. I don't tend to have any issues with that. I'm just going to let that cool down for a little bit. But while I'm cooling, I'm going to grab that Sahara sand that I have here. Because I have another, I've got the oval punches as well, the double oval. So I'm going to punch, I'll do a couple of these. So the curly one on here. Okay, we will try two different ways. Okay. I have some ladies, in fact Anne's on here, we have some ladies that are booked to come in and do a day with me, and they're nominating their colours. So Anne, you might be changing your colours as you see different things come out. So these are the double ovals, and then what I'm going to do on this one, I'm going to do the white ones. I just want to show you the comparison as to how that will look for size-wise, really. So if I come on here, oops. The thing is, when we have a punch like this and you just want the bottom one, you're going to waste this piece at the top. So what I tend to do is just roughly guess as to where the oval is, bring that out. You've still got that scrap there to use for some greetings, and you're not wasting as much. Okay, if I put that on an angle, I might actually get both out from one. So there's one. Okay, turn that round. Not sure if this is going to work, but we'll try. Might be too, oh, look at that. There we go, bring it back under the camera for you. So there's one. If you just turn it round enough times, you will find that you can make things fit. So it's right on the edge. Bring that in a bit. And there's another one. So that's just to show you, because once we've made these up, I want you to see the different sizes. These letters are too big to fit on here, but I just wanted you to see what they might look like. Okay, so we'll come back to those in a bit. This will have cooled down now, so I can come along here and line those up. Bring my glasses down again. Sign of my age. I was saying to my hubby yesterday, do you realise we're talking about next year? Everything's, no, we're coming to the end of this year. Everything's 2023, 2023. In 2024, I hit my 60. It's a bit frightening. So we're talking about if I do want to do something for my 60th, I kind of need to start thinking about it. Okay. My 50th, we were booked up a year in advance to go away. So there's E. So I'm taking, what you've seen me do here, I'm just taking off the excess because you can only get in with the punch so far. And then this one, I can get in both ways now, and I've still got something to get hold of. Okay, so I'm just going to go on that one. Just take a breath. Make sure I'm lined up in the middle. Pressure of being on camera live. Okay, and so that's the N, and this is the O. Okay. So a little bit of heat embossing today. You've seen how the mini cut and emboss machine will fit in the lunch bag. And we're going to do 2 different finishes on these that you didn't see on Sunday. Those in the bin, and that one in the bin. Okay, I think we're now ready to just see. This is one face on here. In fact, what I'm going to do is bring on one from Sunday. So if I bring this on here, and my regular tweezers, if you wanted to put one of these on here, I just wanted you to see the size. So if you were going to put some names on there, this would fit really nicely on one of the sides of the cracker. Let's get the bows out of the way so you can see that on there. So they would, I'm coming away from you, sorry. One of those on there would fit really, really nicely. It's not hanging over the edges too much, just a good size. Okay, so that's one that just to show you so you can see how they would look. Okay, and then this one on here, this is going to be quite close to this. So I'm now going to just take one of these. I'm going to lay it on there and just see what I would like to do, because the Sahara sand might just break that up enough to have the no L with a little bit of top and bottom on there like so. Will they fit on there like that? I think they might. So if that's the case, I'm not going to put on every single face like I did the other night. I think I'm going to slide that off. Okay, I think we will possibly use it like that. I won't put the white layer as well. So I'm going to pick this off with my Take Your Pick tool again on the end of the brush. So how many of you have more than one Take Your Pick tool? I had one of my team members. She has one in her travel bag, one of each in her travel bag, and then she has the ones that she uses. I do like the way that if you have 2, you have the brush on one end and you have the pokey tool and the embossing, the spatula on this one, and then this one has the putty, the large and the small ball tools. So I do find that they're handy having them both in my container there at once, because they're all ready to use. You don't have to keep switching them over. So I'm just using the pokey tool on the end here just to lift off that tape. Put that in the bin. And then I will bring this one round. So this is the edge with the glue on. We are going to line those edges up. So I tend to go for one of the whole pieces here. Pop that into the groove and then bring that over. You're going to line this up at the both ends. So on your left one there, and just gently hold it, get them lined up, and then on that end as well. Make sure they're lined up fully. That's it. And then on this end, you're going to line these end pieces up the same. You have got the tape down the edge of your little piece here. Okay, so that's just nip that together now. And I'm going to just flatten that edge. It's got 5 sides to it, so you can't do the squares and make it all nice and flat all in one go. So you just have to take a little bit of care with it. And then this one at the end here. I love the way that these all line up. So you can see the little scallops here. They all line up perfectly. So it's there along that edge, and there is our seam. Okey-doke. So that's our cracker done. Like so. And these, because of the way that the die scores them for you, it is making these so they come together good, like this straight away. Okay, so we have our silver, gold and silver twine here. So I will do that later, but I'm just wondering whether this is going to look, if I was just to put these on one face, because I'm doing this winging with you, and I'm just wondering actually whether these letters this time, I think those letters might look better just on there on their own. What do you think? Who's still with me? If we lined those letters up like that. Because it's 5 sides, it's not going to stay nice and flat for me. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that, and I think I'm going to change my mind. So I should have decorated as we went. Just get in the middle. So what I'm going to do here is take these off, and I'm going to put the Stampin' Dimensionals on the edges. I don't know how we're doing for time. About 1/2 past. About half an hour. So as we take these off, if we want to put these all the way down to the end, I'm just going to put just slightly in from the end there. And I like to do the letters either end. Okay, so I'll just place those in like so. Leave a gap this end and a gap that end, and then your centre will find itself. Okay, so you can know how big a gap to leave between the letters. As long as you have enough space to get all your letters in, it will be fine. So there's a little gap there and a little gap here. Okay, there we go. And then these two to come in the middle. As long as you put them in the right order, of course. There we go. And another one on there. Okay. Got to do a demonstration tomorrow in Norwich, and I'm thinking I might actually pre-cut some of these this evening and take those with me, because I think they might be nice. So if I pop that one on there like so, I'm not going to press it down hard, I'm just going to lay that there, take this one and lay that one on there, like so. They are all joined up. This one does need to come off. It's a little bit more space this side than the other one. Okay, and then this one. We'll leave him where he is. A little gap in there, a little gap there. That's it. So when you've got these, as I did the other night, because it's 5 sides, you can't actually flatten it straight onto the table, but you can flatten 2 sides together. And then you have 1, 2 and a 3. So you've got like a Toblerone, the Toblerone chocolates where you get the triangle. So by flattening any 2 sides, you can press on those and make sure it's all nice and sealed, like I did on the seam. Okay, so there we go. There's that one on there. And that's just done some alphabets on there and just shown you how you could use those. I'm going to get the silver thread in here. Okay. These ones here would also work if you were putting a sentiment in there. So if you were doing a small sentiment, then that will work on there. So I'm going to do that length. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces exactly the same way. Forgot to do that on Sunday. There we go, one there and one there. Okay, so tie that. I like the bows to be at the front. By doing a bow and not a knot, you'll be able to put your filling in here as to what you want. Leave the end open, one of the ends open. Okay, so just tie a little bow with that. I'm not sure that I've got these even. I use my tweezers just to pull that tail through because it works nicely. No, they're not even. That will be fine for now. There we go. And then this one comes underneath. How are we doing on the comments? You've put the die on your wish list. Well done. I've only recently added it to my collection. It was one I earmarked, but it's just because Christmas was such a long way off when we got the annual catalogue. It wasn't my priority. But now we're getting nearer to Christmas. It had to go on my last order, so hence I'm playing with it this week. I do have another new one for Sunday. I think I'm going to be playing with this little piggy. That was another one I liked, but I didn't know whether I wanted to get it. My dad was a pig farmer, so I kind of feel obliged that I need to have the piggies. I had the last one when we had them before, and I just felt like I kind of need to have that. And some lovely projects being done with it. So that's going to be my theme for next week. Okay, so there is my speciality foiled papers. There are lots of nice ones in here. I didn't show you all of the patterns. We have, this is the, I can't remember all the colour names now. This is definitely the soft sea foam. This is kind of a muted one, not a foil. This one here, soft sea foam. With the night light, these aren't going to come through very well on the camera for you. This is the Fresh Freesia. And then we've got the greeny one there. Different colours that come through. Calypso Coral's in here somewhere as well. That one's going to be Calypso Coral. So at the back there. Okay, it's got some lovely metallics. This is one of those ones where you cut through the middle. If you cut through the middle here and you cut it into 6 panels, 3 and 3, you've got some lovely card bases. And I say this one's the Fresh Freesia. But some beautiful papers. I can see all of those colours made up in the crackers. Be lovely. So that's the one for today, showing you a few different things. And then these are the ones I'll bring back from Sunday on Facebook Live. Okay, and these are using the tags, the little labels on there. So remember, we had all of these. We had some, with such a busy paper, I don't think that needs it. But with the plain tones we did the other day, we put the little hearts on. You've also got the stars, cutting 3 at a time. And you've got different size labels, different shapes. And then this one is gorgeous. It's got the stitches around for the outside piece. And a couple of labels. And as I said, I'm sure that having seen that with the Noel on, this would work with the little labels and numbers put on there. Because Alphabest Set actually has the whole of the number alphabets on here. I think that was Shaz who mentioned that the other night. So these numbers would work lovely, because if you could get 2 numbers, you might have to have 2. Where's the labels here? You probably wouldn't get them 2 on. You might on the bigger one. You might get 2 of those in there. Okay. I will do some experimenting, but that will be after the weekend now. But 2 numbers on there, so you can go up to 24 for your advent calendar. But I think they look really nice. So we have the muted tones there, and then we've got the shiny ones on there. So I hope you like that tonight. We're 20 to 10, so we have taken a little bit of time with the heat embossing. But I hope you like those. And is that 2 of you with it on your wish list? You see, it's good to do things like this. So before I disappear, I'm just going to bring on a couple more things. I think some of you are demos anyway, but there might be people joining us later that aren't. We have, the reason I say that next week I might be using the little piggies is the whole month of September with Perfect Partners. There's 6 sets of dies that hadn't got stamp sets when they came out. So when the stamp sets came out, they didn't have die sets. So Stampin' Up have brought these 6 out just for 1 month. Okay, and the little piggies is one of them, and it's a beautiful set. There's some lovely stamps there, but there are 18 dies in there. Okay, fabulous set, and I now have that here in the studio, so that's good. Okay, then there's the tree trimming, there's waterfall dies, the Yeti, and here we have apple blossom. Beautiful things done with apple blossom. Okay, and then the fresh cut stems. Okay, so I've got quite a few florals, so I wouldn't go for that one, but that would be my second one, but this was a must-have. So that's that one. And then also we have the weekly deals. So every Thursday, we've got the 1st, the 8th. We've now got the 15th, which is tomorrow. And then the 22nd next week, you will get a different bundle of products that have got deals on them. Okay, and it doesn't sound here the 1st, the 8th, the 15th and 22nd. Okay, if any of you haven't got a demonstrator to look after you, I'll hold this up to the camera. If you scan in the barcode here, I'll hold it still, that barcode would actually get you to the weekly deals, so you can see what the deals are, and then even if you are a demo, you can see them on my site, and then you can get the codes and then go and order them yourselves. And my customers can order with me straight over the phone. If you order direct, if you're local, then it saves you postage, because I don't charge you the postage if it's coming to me here and I can see you. Okay, so that's those 2. I think, is that all today? I think that is. Okay, I will be at the Thetford show. Bring it back to me. Look, I'll be at the Thetford Sincilios show on Sunday. So if anybody sees me on Catch Up, I will be there. I will have all my stuff out, all catalogues and products, and free make and take. So do pop along and see us there at the show. Okay, we have double the space we normally do because the store was half price, so I went for double the size instead of half price. Okay, so looking forward to catching up with everybody there, and see you soon. Thanks for that, Jane. Lovely you could join us. Okay. Like I say, next week will probably be this little piggy. We'll see how the week goes, but that's what I'm planning at the moment. Okay. So take care. If you're new to my channel, just click the like and subscribe if you're watching on replay. And see you back here soon, every Wednesday, 9 o'clock.